5pmnation.com.
Get ready for the gong heard round the world.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This is not a drill.
All natural being. Warning, all natural being with Brian Brawdy is designed to shake your sense of self to the core.
It's full contact psychology with an empowering twist, a philosophical loofah for your soul.
For those of you not ready or comfortable releasing your inner superhuman, listener discretion is advised.
Here's your host,
Brian Brawdy.
Good evening once again, and thank you for stopping by and hanging out for what is now the 420th episode of the number 420. Can't believe it myself. 420th, ultimately tap out. But until then, what's wrong with putting our heart's highest priority top of our list? Always calling on the true wit, wisdom, and wallop. I like the word wallop of your inner whisper. It's a good thing because I think you're going to need that wallop when it comes to out-brutal the brutal that is the cut and shuffle that fate can deal us on a daily basis, right? And if we want to get to the point where we're going to bring our own bold, we need to do it. But before we hit this evening, a quick hello to my friends and to those joining us from all over the globe. It's great to have you with us. I truly am fired up, as I am every night, to be driving your bandwagon, to be your biggest fan, to be avidly you. If I can throw one more on the pile, I love being your virtual hitchhiker if you're out and about and on the go. And as you know, I fit in the cup holder, the map, the little pouch that you have on your side door. I'll fit in that as well. So what do you say? Here's your opportunity to mortal up, to crush your cant and smack your critics around while you're at it, to demand that your mind's eye and your true potential live wide open. That's all we're suggesting. So what do you say? Let's go kick in some doors. And I quickly want to say hello. I got a couple different things that I want to get to right away before we jump in the thread. Let me say, to David Ray Bowman, if he happens to be listening. Great job with the green screen. I thought it looked fantastic this evening, a little bit earlier. Also to Rob from over at Rob and Slim. I had made a post in his comment earlier, and I said, or in his thread earlier, and I go, it's good things I'm going to mornings because I'd have to be calling in sick Wednesday nights. They had a great show this evening. So let's hop right to the thread. Henry, nice to see you. Nice to have you back. Hey there, everyone. Hoping y'all are doing well. It was great hanging out. Have a great show, brother. Thank you very much. Great hanging out with you for a little bit of time today. And we're looking forward to having you back on air and kind of filling us in as to what you've been up to and everything else that's going on. Wayne, good evening as always. Kelly, nice to see you. Kelly, I saw your son out running around the other day. What's he, like 6'11"? He's a big guy. Sue, good evening. Welcome, and thank you for joining us here at All Natural Being. Your ears must have been burning or ringing, whatever that is. I was just talking about you about a half hour ago. So I hope all is well. All set? Yeah, that's a cruel trick to play. You good? I think I'm good. Why? Is someone, am I texting myself? I don't know how that works. I think I'm all good. Says I'm texting myself asking if I'm all set. I never know if I'm all set. I got to be honest with you. I think I'm all set. Am I all good? I think I'm good. I don't know. I think we are. I don't know. Who knows, right, when it comes to me. Lee, good evening. Mr. Lee Rowley is joining us. Thank you so very much. Look, a big action-packed day tomorrow for Copy That Speaks. We've got all kinds of cool shows coming up tomorrow, so we're kind of ramping up this evening. Was it crossing our T's, dotting our I's, making sure everything that we needed is ready to go. Now I'm laughing at myself. Yeah, I am very funny. Brian, I don't know who that is, but okay, great. So let's give out the official number in case you want to harass me in that regard. It's 833-646-3877, 8383 Mind-Ups. It just dawned on me, what if someone hacked the account? Someone could hack in and be saying, oh, Brian Brawdy, mortal up, there you go. wouldn't know. I wouldn't know the difference. But you can give me a call, toll free, or you can give me a text. And I'm supposed to say, I'm reminded to say again that standard cellular texting, internet, whatever those rates are, standard rates apply if you want to give us a text. I can't imagine what that would be, but you're welcome to give us a text, 833-646-3877, or of course 833 mind-ups, just like push-ups or sit-ups or pull-ups, the things that you could do. Now, we tried to get 833 mindset, because I like the word mindset. We couldn't get that, so we stuck with mind-ups, just like push-ups or sit-ups or pull-ups. So, broadcast interrupted. Well, now you know what my brain works like. That's just groovy. All right, now we're not interrupted all that long. We're back and glad to be with you. Yeah, we got to figure out a little bit of this thing because I dig it, but sometimes pushing the technology, pushing it towards its envelope. Anyone else experiencing sound problems? Kelly, No, I can hear me. I can hear. Kelly, you know what you should do is just come across the street, dear. Just open the front door. Come on down. You know where I am. If you're experiencing still sound problems, just come on over. And if anyone else is experiencing sound trouble, I'm going to blame the person that's hijacked the thread as me, telling jokes and laughing. So I'm going to say that's it. Heather, good evening. Thank you for joining us here at All Natural Being. Wayne says, I can hear you fine. Isn't that interesting, Kelly? Right? I literally could open the window, shout out the door. Hey, Kelly, how are you? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Right? I could do that, and you'd probably be able to hear me, and that's, but you're the one that's having a difficult time. So my apologies if it's at our end for certain. All right. So one of the things that we were talking about today is this whole concept, and we put it in the thread earlier, where have you ever gotten to the point where you've just had enough? Right. And you go out, and whether I remember not too long ago, wasn't there a group of people getting together and shouting at the sky? I don't think you need to go all that. But have you ever found yourself in a position where you just go, all right, bring it. Whatever you're going to do to try to knock me down, bring it. Whatever you're going to do to try to undermine me, bring it. Whatever you're going to do to ruin me and my attempt to put my heart's highest priority top of the list, just bring it. Just bring it. Just bring it. Just bring it. I accept the challenge. Whatever you're going to try to pull, just bring it. I'm up for it. And that's what I wanted to talk a little bit about this evening. Is that, we talk from time to time about the cognitive bodyguard. We talk a little bit about what it takes to protect yourself. We're busy saying, well, here's what you got to do to protect yourself from outside forces. But admittedly, there's times where we've got to protect ourselves from inside voices. We got to protect ourselves from binge thinking. We've got to protect ourselves from believing all the negative press that we hear. Maybe we hear negative press in our own minds about what our abilities are, what ultimately we can do. And I've found, just for a little bit of spring cleaning, that at those moments when I go, you know what, just bring it, just bring it, just bring it. Whatever it is, I'm up for the challenge. Whatever it is, slap me in the face with a gauntlet, because I'm going to pick it up and slap you right back with it. Right? Ever have one of those moments? I'm suggesting maybe we should have a few more of them sprinkled throughout our day, our week, our month, our year, however long it goes. But just getting to the point where you go, yeah, no, I'm not going to take any more, right? I'm going to rise. Whatever fate does in an attempt to chop block me, I'm going to rise, square my shoulders, and go, that's it. I've had enough. All right? That's all we're going to do. All right, don't forget, remind me tomorrow about that one. You too, though, just remind me tomorrow about that. You too are welcome to send a text. Where are we? We go back over here for the text thing. 833-646-3877, 833 mind-ups. Give us a text or give us a call. Alice, good evening. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining us here at All Natural Being. We're just talking about how you get to the point where you just say enough. I'm not gonna fall into this pit of philosophical quicksand. All right, I'm not going to allow in this philosophical termites. We talked about pest control for your cognition, where you let those little things in and they just ricochet around your brain, and before you know it, they've hijacked your binge thinking, and then now you're like, my day's shot. So if you get to the point where you just go, you know what? I'm not going to do it anymore. Whatever you're going to do. Whenever they say you're not strong enough, tell them to just bring it. Whenever they say you're not smart enough, tell them to just bring it. Whenever they say you're not dialed in enough, tell them to just bring it. Just bring it. Enough talk, a little more action, just bring it. And sometimes I will tell you one of the most profound, I would say one of the philosophically most profound nights of my life came quite a few years ago now, but it hasn't lessened in my mind's eye. But when I came to grips with my father's suicide, and that basically, I remembered for years after, and I still hair stands up on the back of my neck when I think about it. But when I said enough, just bring it, the look that I conjured up on my own face, the look in the mirror, I almost didn't even recognize myself. But it was at that point that I was able to knock off all the crap. I was able to knock off all the self-pity. I was able to knock off all the negative talk that I had about why did it happen, who's responsible, what could I have done. And I just said, enough. Whatever the pain's going to be, bring it. Whatever the blame is going to be, bring it. Whatever you think you can do to derail me, just bring it. And I think what happens in now almost 35 years of studying, what would compel a human mind to take its own life? I can tell you that when you confront fate to that way and you go, just bring it. I'm up for the challenge. Here's your trophy. Bring me home and put me on the mantle. Here you go. Let's go. Welcome to the jungle. Whatever you want to say about it. But you get to that point and then your mind goes, well, wait a minute. That's some pretty... Reminds me, the other day I was out somewhere and I heard someone say, oh, James, that's enough salty talk. And my first thought, like you, was, James? Really? It's James, not Jimmy? But then after that, it was like salty talk. I haven't heard that term in I don't know however. Unless, it comes to shots of tequila and your margarita, you're rimming the glass. But in any event, you get to the point where your mind goes, yeah, man, it doesn't sound like she's going to tolerate this anymore. It doesn't sound like he's going to put up with this anymore. And I wrote a little post this morning. Let me thank Austin if he's listening, and also Wayne and Alex and Eric. Let me thank you guys as well, because we put up our first blog post this morning, and it was all about that. What we tolerate. What is it that we put up with? What is it that we've just, and maybe it's because we've grown accustomed to it. I don't know, right? Maybe we've grown accustomed. Maybe we just say, oh, well, I've always done it this way. I've always kind of talked down to myself, or I've always bet against myself, or, But what if happiness and success in life comes down, it depends upon what you decide in any given moment to tolerate about your situation, to tolerate about yourself. Think about that for a moment, because could it be true that for all personal and professional development, all angst boils down to what you and I accept, the conditions that we admit into our understanding, right? Take a number, just like you're out buying an ice cream, right? Or you're at the deli, right? Or you're getting some cheese from the grocery store. You got to take a number so they know how to deal with you. Well, what if the conditions we admit into the understanding is much the same way? That the stress that we repeatedly sanction in our own lives, right? Now, I know you say, oh, better the devil you know than the devil you don't. I would agree with that. But at some point, outside of that, with days or weeks or months or years of staying the course, of toughing it out, of going along with the current state of affairs, as you know, I call it the status quo. Swallow hard and often. Stomach it out. Bear with it. Hopefully one day it will get better. Or we could simply ask ourselves, why do I tolerate the things which bring me so much pain? Why do I sit still in the face of my sadness? Why live with anything else but the very best that life has to offer? Why do we do it? And then maybe more importantly is, will today be the day? Is this moment the moment where we just decide, you know what? I'm going to knock it off. Thank you, Lee. I'm sitting here looking at the text come up and all the different things Lee's adding to Dropbox. Thank you very much. But what if that's it? What if all of our happiness comes down to one word, and it's what we tolerate? And maybe we tolerate being smacked around by life. Maybe we tolerate fate going, oh no, this is the chop block that I'll bring today. But what if we just say, nah, you know what? I've had enough. Whatever you're going to do, just bring it, because I can withstand that. I'll be stronger than that. I'll be capable of squaring my shoulders. And with whatever I'm confronted with here in the Garden of the Mortals, the labyrinth of life itself, whatever I'm confronted with, I got a text. Nah. Okay. Or you wouldn't have to. Are you getting lonely with no one texting you? No. I got a couple of them, but thank you very much for thinking of me. Nah. Don't forget, if you want to text us, 833-646-3877, 833-MINDUPS, MINDUPS. And we're just talking about the mental concept of looking at yourself in the mirror, or just maybe just like a defocused gaze, just, a few feet out in front of you, and just go, you know what, bring it. I'm tired of being pushed around. I'm tired of being held down. I'm tired of just stomaching whatever it is that's bugging me. Just go ahead and bring it. And what happens is every one of your natural resources rallies to that cry. And in that moment, you realize that you're strong enough, you're smart enough, you're fast enough. When I say flex your best, right, it may not be the best the world has ever seen, but it's your best in that moment. And when you flex it, just like if Derek were here, he would say, well, the key to weightlifting, right, you lift all those weights, you keep flexing a bicep. It's called progressive adaptation. You break the muscle down, little bit, little bit, little bit. When it rebuilds, it grows stronger and bigger, stronger and bigger, stronger and bigger. I guess, depending upon what kind of weight training you're doing. But there's also progressive adaptations for our philosophies, where we go, okay, great. My philosophy is I'm not going to take crap anymore. And it's easy to point fingers at everyone else and go, I'm not going to take crap from that person. But ultimately, even if you take crap from that person, ultimately, it's yourself you're taking crap from. Now, I know we don't want to admit that, right? It's just so much easier to point the finger and blame everyone else. But what if you and I get to the point where we go, yeah, you know what? I am the one that is my own Venus flytrap. I am the one that is my own walking, talking pit of quicksand. I'm reminded of a story, I don't know if you happen to see this, where a guy was hiking, I think it was in Arches National Park with his girlfriend, and he literally got into quicksand, sucked his legs right down, and he ended up spending like the night, and he was outside. Another message, let me see. Oh, I'm getting a frown. Thank you very much for that. It's so nice to know that, if nothing else, then and people are working on their graphics. So please, and I should probably be careful when I say send me any pictures that you want. Cartoon characters would be great. Thank you. And now, even as I say that, I go, oh, that was a mistake. Nah. But I don't know if you saw the story. The guy, two bits of breaking news that I should report, if just, because I want to be a public service however I can. One, the one comedian, and I wish I could remember his name, but he had this little part where he goes, hey, the guy that was attacked by the mountain lion in Colorado identified a lineup today, and it was a mountain lion that was wearing a MAGA hat. Yeah, mountain lion with a red hat on. Also, that there was a pit of quicksand that someone fell into and had to be extricated from, right? And they tried to hoist them out, and it was like, it's tearing my legs off. Well, that's the very same thing that you and I can find ourselves in if we're not careful. If you're not careful, we can be our own worst enemy. I talk all the time about being your biggest fan, being your biggest cheerleader. Well, maybe we're so busy learning to talk against ourselves that's the source of our pain. That's the source. Oh, 812, got to keep it fresh. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Got to keep it fresh. Let me see. Do we have other monkeys coming in? Oh, got to keep it fresh. A moose. Very nice. Thank you. Reminds me of my good friend, Mike Morrow, who's got some really great pictures of moose as well. Matter of fact, a few years ago, a trip to Alaska was one of the first animals that I filmed with a new camera that I was trying out. Those moose, then they're big animals too. You don't realize when you see a picture of them, but I appreciate it. Thank you very much for keeping it fresh. A picture of a moose. You know what we should work on, Wayne, if you're still with me, is we should figure out how to get these pictures. It's almost like what I'm thinking we're doing is we'll source another camera, and we'll put the camera on the text board. So as these pictures and everything else come in, people can see exactly right. We can broadcast those out on air. So maybe we'll look to do that as well. Maybe if we get a chance. All right. So before we get ready to talk a little bit about 81 to win, and of course that's our official attempt at the Guinness World Record, which we will hold by the end of the first or second week in June. We're still full speed ahead on that. All Natural Being will be going for the world's longest call-in radio talk show, where for 81 hours we'll be taking people's calls, we'll be doing this, we'll be doing that, a little bit of, just a little bit of everything. And if you'd like to be involved in that, we'd love to have you. If you'd like to reserve a time to call in, last time we did, thank you, Lee. Last time we had time slots, and we successfully did the 24-hour. We pulled off the 24-hour marathon. So it's really just 4 of those, and we'll have the record. So we're looking forward to that. And if you'd like to be a part of that world record, there's absolutely still time to do so. I think we got just a bit less than 100 days left to go. So we'll be very excited to have you. If you go, oh yeah, I'd like to book a half hour. I'd like to book 5 minutes. Just if ever you get a chance, call in and we'll hang out. I know I got to hang with Candace, and Joseph Haggerty, and also Jamie. We got to do a little bit of heavy metal. My Snoopy doll is around here somewhere. My Snoopy doll. I don't want to get accused of burying Snoopy dolls. Oh, there's my Snoopy doll. My Snoopy doll's around here. So that was thanks of Jamie and Candace and Joe Haggerty. So we'll be doing the same thing except for 81 hours. That's what we've got coming up, or at least that's what we have planned for right now. So if you'd like to be a part of that, we would love to have you be a part of our team as we do the 81 to win. All right. So, some new taglines. We've been talking about the taglines that have been coming in. We got some text and some other things. Mangled minds and brittled brains beware. I like that. Here's one. Mind-destroying toxins of thought. I don't know how that actually fits in, but we could talk about mind-destroying toxins of thought. That I believe that whole thing about doubt is very corrosive, right? When you doubt yourself, it's like Lee and I talk about doing a show with a straitjacket. Let me see. What are some of the other ones? Not trying to eliminate, but illuminate the ego. That makes me think back to Henry Noel, when we would talk before about not eliminating the ego. You can't eliminate the ego, just like training wheels on a bicycle. You can't eliminate them, but you learn as best you can as how to deal with it from time to time. Okay, using your brain and your bold the way nature intended. I certainly like that. Don't be timid in the face of your personal toxins. There's another thing where someone's, let me see. Ooh, and we got 3 votes. Believe it or not, this one's going pretty good. Blair, good evening. Nice to see you, brother. Thank you for joining us. We've gotten 3 votes on lowlifes making headlines. So that's a segment that's going to be coming back once we start March 4th. Now, here's what we're thinking of doing. We've been saying that we're going to go live 6:30, but I think what we're going to do is go live for the first week just to get our sea legs back, so to speak. We're going to go live from 7 to 7:30 Eastern. We're going to have a half-hour show. And then we'll do that Monday through Friday. So Sunday nights, we won't be broadcasting anymore on Sunday evenings because we'll be busy getting ready for our early Monday mornings. But it'll go down 7 a.m. Eastern, right? 6 Central, 5 Mountain, 4 in LA, just to get David Ray Bowman worked up. So we'll be doing that on Monday the 4th. We'll be starting at 7 a.m. Eastern. And one of the segments that's getting, we talked before about hotheads wrapped in thin skin. That falls in the category of lowlifes making headlines. And there's all kinds of, that segment just writes itself, as you know. All you got to do is hang out here in the feed for a minute or two and, just on Facebook or Twitter or wherever you get your news. All you got to do is hang out, and there's all kinds of stuff that segment just writes itself. But yes, we will be introducing that. The 60-second Stoic will be back. That's true. We're also working on segments called Quick Question. Right? We got a quick question for you. What do you think about this one? Crimes of mind. This is one of my favorite ones to go along with the 60-second Stoic, but crimes of mind. Everyone always hears about crimes against humanity. What about crimes against the human mind? So we'll be talking about that as well, and how to make certain you don't fall victim, for your own crimes of mind. And the Mortal Up Minute. I'm really excited about the Mortal Up Minute. We'll have more to talk about tomorrow night. I was talking with our good friends today at Morrow Media, and we may actually find a way of being able to have some real high-class by high class, I mean shot all over the world, right? He's one of the best there is. But some really great video, wildlife, all kinds of video. And stills, and how we'll bring a Mortal Up Minute. It might go 2 minutes, might go 3 minutes, but never more than 3 minutes, I wouldn't think. But short, hopefully impactful videos that we'll post here on Facebook, and of course it'll go to YouTube and Instagram and everything else. So the Mortal Up Minute, we're excited about that. So Lowlife's making headlines, Crimes of Mind, the 60-second Stoic, the Mortal Up Minute, and another one that someone wrote in and said, well, how about the segment you used to do called Brian's Pet Peeves? And I thought, this whole show was about my pet peeves, so we'll probably just let that one. We'll let that one go. Another one, looking for a bigger, better, more wonderful version of your life. That's what the show is all about. That's the elevator pitch for the show. Are you looking for a bigger, better, more wonderful version of your life? Well, that's what All Natural Being is going to be all about. Kelly Hill said that would never end. Brian's pet peeves, boy, you got that. Hey, we could have a 4-hour show. Well, I'm just saying, right? You're absolutely right, Kelly. Thank you very much. All right, so we're going to get ready to get out of here. What is tonight? Wednesday. Oh, so no more Vikings anymore, right? So it's not like I have to run to get ready for Vikings, but it is Wednesday night. We're going to get ready to get out of here. A big day tomorrow for Copy That Speaks. So check. Well, no, I can tell you right now. If you're around tomorrow during the day, we're going to go live at 10 a.m., 11 a.m., and noon, and maybe we'll do a little bit of a tease, but it will go out for Copy That Speaks. So if you want, we've got 3 really great guests throughout the morning. And Kelly, speaking of never ending, Duke versus UNC. Is that a basketball? Oh, is that on tonight? Yeah. Oh, good. That's good. Maybe I'll take that in, see what's going on. Talk about Vikings and battles. But we'll have shows tomorrow at 10, 11, and 12. We'll give you a little more information as the morning wears on as to exactly what's going on, who our guests are going to be. But 3 really great, and I mean really great Copy That Speaks guests. And they'll be, of course, with Mr. Lee Rowley. We'll be on tomorrow for those. So we won't have a Copy That Speaks tomorrow night. All right, in the closing minutes, just remember that whenever it seems darkest, whenever it seems toughest, whenever it seems most uphill, whenever it seems like everything is aligned against you, you get to stand and say, is that all you got? Is that all you brought? It's going to take a hell of a lot more than that to chop block me. It's going to take a hell of a lot more than that to derail me from putting my heart's highest priority top of the list. And you owe it to yourself. Lee says we're so ambitious. Yes, we are. You owe it to yourself to be able to stand and go, yeah, no, if this is your idea of a SmackDown, you need to bring more guys. Quickly, in the closing 30 seconds, reminds me of Clint Eastwood. No, Burt Reynolds. Yes, and Sally Fields, that movie about the cars going across the country. And at one point, Captain Courageous? They go to get into a bar fight, and it's like 3 guys, and Burt Reynolds goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's like 10 guys want to pick a fight with 3 guys, and Burt looks at them and goes, yeah, you better go home and get some more guys. Well, you have the right to stand and say the same thing to fate. Look, I'm going to bring it. You better go home and get some more guys, because it's going to take more than what you're trying to do to derail me from my mission, whatever that mission is. All right, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow throughout the day for Copy That Speaks, and we'll see you back here tomorrow night for our final show this week, episode 421. Thank you so very much for joining us here at All Natural Being.
IPMNation.com.